Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop.
I'm your host.
Your DFS Jerusalem coming to you live from the
Listen, you got 150 entries and then you're a shark and I don't fuck with you.
So there's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're going to be in the running for the Snowflake of the Year. Get your shit together with your snowflake. I'm at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up. Stop. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. If you know how I feel about the home dogs, there's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night.
Get them in your lineups. Get them in there. And let's go get this money.
Thursday, let's go. And remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300.
Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem. And you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we're going to be breaking down last night's 15-game MLB slate, talking a little bit about what were some of the best plays, what were the hits, the misses, the guys that we were on that did well, the guys that we should have been on that did well, and the guys that we were on that completely shit a brick and disappointed us in our quest for the pursuit of happiness when it comes to MLB DFS, man. So tonight was a pretty good night for me, man. Like I said, I was chopping up with some cats in the VIP before we started the live video for you all out there on YouTube. Yo, I doubled my buy-in. It was fairly easy. I knew who I was on all day long. I stuck to my plays. We had some really good stuff thrown around in the shop all day long. I took what I needed, left the rest, and it was a pretty good night for me. So how about the judge, homie? How about the judge? Aaron fucking Judge, bro. We made like an optimal type lineup together, all of us last night. You know, I don't know if anybody played it. I didn't play it. I'm sorry, I didn't play it. And I think it would have done pretty well. We had, of course, we had Quintana, Urban Santana. We had Judge. We had Conforto in there. I think we had Bryce Harper in there. We had, it was pretty good. It was a pretty good lineup. If I could pull it up somewhere, I think I got it somewhere. Cause I saved it on my phone, but I just did not play it. I was pretty busy today, man. I had to go and do some things with the car stuff. Josh Dewey, what's up, big homie? Good to see you in the spot. Leroy McConnell is in here. TJ Tanner is in here. Yo, the twin stack, bro. You was trying to put us on TJ was trying to put us on the twin stack, and I did not bite. I didn't. Votto was somebody who we had in that lineup. No. We had Matt Carpenter in that lineup. And we had Astrobil Cabrera, the best shortstop play on the slate. Yo, that Coleman Singleton, what's happening, homie? Yo, that is what killed me tonight. In my better lineups, the fact that I did not have Cabrera in there is what killed me. And we talked about the Met stack all day long. I'm talking Jay Bruce got it, and Neil Walker even had 8 points. Very solid day for a lot of those. A lot of the main guys in that Met stack. I think, I had Zach Kozar in my best lineup, and he only had 7 DraftKings points. Lindor let me all the way down. Yo, Carlos Correa. Carlos Correa. Yo. Was that even my best lineup? No, this was my best lineup right here. Okay. This was my very best lineup. Of course, Quintana, Santana, I had them everywhere. I got Yadier Molina from a cat in the shop. And Neil Walker, I had him in there. This is part of that Met stack I had. Jay Bruce, Conforto was in there. This was a Met stack with Quintana and Santana. And I paid up for Correa. This dude did not do anything. Like, this lineup had 184 with a 0 in a prime spot. What? That's not, that ain't right. You said a Met stack wasn't nothing until Bruce hit the grand slam. But what about, Conforto was playing well. Neil Walker, for that very cheap price, had 8 points. It was solid. I mean, it wasn't groundbreaking. It wasn't like my Yankees, but it was solid. That's all that matters, baby. It was solid. I feel you on that. But the key to the night for me was pitching, man. And even my the Tampa Bay stack that we talked about. that we kind of got on that when we went into the line drive at 5, because nobody was talking about Tampa. It was one guy in last night's show saying, "Yo, take a look at Tampa Bay. Take a look at Tampa Bay." We were like, nah, I ain't fucking with that. But then when the lineups came out, see, that's why it's so important. Because see, what we do here, like, we're gonna talk about this, but it's gonna be like a brief synopsis. You know, it's gonna be like a brief synopsis where we look at the projected players, because we don't know exactly who's gonna be playing tomorrow, and the actual lineup. We don't really know. You know, the batting order, but we find out that. And then that's when we go into the line drive at 5 and really chop that shit up. So if you can't get in there, man, the way to get in is go to the website, thedailyfantasysweatshop.com. That's how you get into the line drive at 5, and then we really chop it up. I'm so glad that I did that, because I was gonna not do it today and just go ahead and handle my car business. But I was like, yo, these are my people. I love these people. I owe these people. Let me get in here and I'll put that shit to the side, man. I can get this shit done. And we did that, and it was a pretty decent night. So Corey Dickerson kind of 6 points. Kevin Kiermaier 9. Trout was a guy that I was on, because my biggest stand of the night, the biggest stand that I had taken tonight was not playing Paxton. Like, I completely faded Paxton. I didn't have him anywhere. And I'm not saying it was such an awesome, great move. Do I stream on Periscope? Sometimes I do. Most of the time it's just for the fam in the VIP. But I like to start the show on YouTube. That way I give these guys on YouTube something to look forward to. Then they can come on in and join us here. So, Trey Turner, pretty solid play. Chris Bryant, I think he left the game and had 24 points. Logan Morrison at 9. Now, most of those guys were like 1%, 3%, 4% owned, the Tampa Bay guys. But I had, like I said, Quintana and Urban Santana. I was there. That's where I was at. I mean, I had them cats in every lineup. Shout out to the homie Josh Dewey, kind of reminding us. Look at Matt Moore, bum ass. Wasn't that a bad move? I'm sorry. If you played Matt Moore based on something I said, I'm sorry. That was horrible. Matt Moore sucked. Matt Moore was horrible. Odor, 0 from him. Hedges, 0 from him. Like, it was a bad day for some. Man, it was rough. Yeah, Trout's still going. Yeah, they gonna be going all night, man. If Trout hit a jack, I'll be good. Other than that, nah. So let's go ahead and talk about the perfect lineup so far on the evening. Okay, now as soon as I get this pulled up, because we got 15 games tomorrow, man. It's a ton of games tomorrow. Get back in there. Open this up. Make sure everything's good. All right. So, yeah, we got 15 games tomorrow. Taking a quick look at the perfect lineup over on DraftKings, man. First catch you're gonna see Chris Sale. Now, 12.5K. He did not pull a Kershaw on us. He went in. Yeah, Josh Dewey had to remind us about how good, how good Chris Sale can be, man. And he went ham. 12.5K, 37 DraftKings points. Very solid night out for him. Jose Quintana, a guy that I was really on. This dude was like 4% owned in the GPPs. 4% owned. Nobody was on Quintana. I couldn't believe it. I was on him. 32.4 DraftKings points for him. Chris Herman, a guy that we did chop up a little bit, 21 points for him. Jay Bruce, the big homie, 36 DraftKings points at 3.4. Javier Baez has an awesome game tonight. 34 DraftKings points for him. We saw Marvin Gonzalez, a guy that we chopped up. Now, one of the Roto cats, I was listening to that shit on my way to Darlington to go pick up the car, and I'm listening to the little show that they do before lock. He's like, "There's no way I'm playing Marvin Gonzalez. Ain't no way." And the BVP was solid, and he's good. I think he's a solid hitter. I used him and won some money early in the season, and when I saw this spot for him, I was like, "Yo, I like Marvin Gonzalez," and he went out and had an awesome game, man. Scored 36 DraftKings points. Alan Hansen from Pittsburgh. Who saw Pittsburgh coming? Oh my God. Pittsburgh went the fuck off. That was ridiculous what we saw in Pittsburgh. Because I was on the other side of that game. I had a lot of Cincinnati. Had no idea, no inclination to play any of those Pittsburgh guys, and they went off. Is Trout? Let me check on my line because y'all going ham like Trout just did something. What did he do? Get a walk? I never saw Pittsburgh coming, man. Never saw Pittsburgh coming. It was an awesome day for them cats, man. Oh yeah, Trout still is going. All right, at 161. Cash line was higher than Wiz Khalifa. Cash line was higher than Wiz Khalifa. Man, it's high. All right, so, yeah, man, the Pittsburgh, man, they had an awesome game. Like I didn't see that coming at all in the least. And the funny thing about it was no particular one cat went nuts. Everybody did a little something. So if you were able to stack those cats at that low ownership plus that low price point, kudos to you. Good call, good look. Glad you were able to make a move like that. So it was a pretty solid night so far, and that's all that matters, man. That's all that matters to me. So like I said, we've got 15 games going on, starting at 7 o'clock. First pitch goes out. Now we also in this spot, I want you to take a look at this because you know, a strategy I went with today. I made some lineups in the turbo, and I threw them bitches in the main. I did today. First pitch goes out at 7:05, but we have at 7:35 a 6-game turbo. You may like that. You may take interest to a couple of those games, a few of those games, and look at them. And if you make some lineups there and you like them, throw the bitches in the main. You also got an 8:05 turbo with 5 games. That's just enough. What it does is it decreases your player pool. It makes your player pool tighter. It makes your core plays tighter. And everybody else is so spread out all over the place trying to play everybody in the 15-game slate that you went to a 6-game turbo, made your lineups, copied it, and then threw it in the main. That helps you out. It definitely does. It helps you out. It gives you a singleness of purpose, and which is always good. You know, we don't have enough money to roster everybody. We can't do that. That's not the way we play. Our bankrolls are not that tremendous to where we can just roster everyone. So we've got to play smart. We got to play smarter, okay? And that's a part of playing smarter. So we do have that option there for us tonight. But let's go ahead, man, and real quick jump into today's 15-game slate. We're gonna start in New York. I'm telling the secrets. I'm trying to tell the secrets, baby. These are my people too. These are the cousins. Y'all my brothers, but these are my cousins over here on YouTube. I got to show them some love. All right, I got to show them some love. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it, man. The first game is my New York Yankees, who are on a tear right now. We talked about some of those cats last night. Brett Gardner, awesome game for him. The Judge is killing it right now. We've got these guys tonight. The Toronto Blue Jays are gonna have Marcus Stroman on the mound at 10K, and we're gonna have CC Sabathia at 7K. I've been taking a look at CC every other start because it's very hard to play this dude consistently. This is the most inconsistent cat you will ever play. Now, the 2 good games that he had, or decent games that he had, came against Tampa Bay, the first game of the season, and also his first start of the season, and against the St. Louis Cardinals before they were hitting what the fuck, right? And for that reason, man, I cannot get into CC tomorrow. I just can't. And and something you're gonna notice about this slate is this is not a slate where you can roster cats off name recognition, because if you're like a novice player, you're not completely embedded in this shit. There's some of these cats you're not even gonna know. I'm talking specifically to the YouTube guys. I know you guys are on, but I'm specifically talking to those of you that have not joined the sweatshop. Like, if you don't really know a lot of these cats, it's gonna be tough because on a pitching level, the name recognition is not what you want to go with, because you'd be like, oh, CC Sabathia, good play. No. There's like one cat on the slate. There's one cat on the slate that I think everybody's gonna know and everybody should play. Other than that, you're gonna have to dig a little deeper to find what you want in terms of pitching. Trout scored a 1. Cha-ching. There it is. All right, so Marcus Stroman at 10K does kind of interest me. I know everybody's gonna be on a lot of the Yankee bats tomorrow, and that may be a way to combat that if it doesn't all shake out well for the Yankee bats. However, I am going to be playing. I think I'm going to be playing a couple of Yankees bats, but I'm going to hold Marcus Stroman in the pocket as somewhat of a hedge play, just in case my Yankees don't always show up to hit. Okay, Looking at the Toronto Blue Jays, you can definitely attack CC Sabathia in the spot. I'm going to have a couple of those right-handed bats. I like Batista in this spot. I think he's very solid. But we're going to talk more about that once we jump into the after hours joint with the Facebook group. Did you say no Jake? No Jake? Is Jake Arrieta not playing? Oh, no Jake DeGrom. Yeah, no DeGrom. Okay. So as far as pitching goes, I don't think you have to play any of these pitchers in this game. Talking about Stroman and Sabathia, it's an 8.5 run total, 12-mile-per-hour wind shooting out toward right field. That is the short side in Yankee Stadium. 43% humidity, 58 degrees is the temperature, and the dew point at 36. So I don't think you have to play any pitchers in this game. I don't think you do. Next game we're talking about is the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Washington Nationals. Robbie Ray on the mound at 8.3K against Gio Gonzalez at 8.8. Both of these guys in different situations would be very appealing. But the fact that these are two of the hotter teams in their respective divisions, it'd be tough for me to play pitching against either one of these teams. When you talk about the Washington Nationals, man, most nights we just look to stack the Nats. We want to find out exactly what the rotation is, who's the lineups. We're going to be stacking the Nats. You know what I mean? And a lot of times you can't go wrong that way. So that takes Robbie Ray off of the table for me. Now, is he a good pitcher? Yes. Yes, he's a good pitcher. One of the better lefties right now in the game. But do I want to, play him against all of those solid Washington National bats when we got 15 games? I don't think I have to get that cute. Looking at Gio Gonzalez. Oh, Josh Dewey says he likes the pitcher in this game. What up, Mo? Just got here. How do you do today? Yo, Armando, I did pretty good, man. Double the buy-in. You know what I'm saying? Everything, it went well. I had a pretty decent night. So Gio Gonzalez at 8.8. Not a play that I'm particularly interested in. You've got a ton of right-handed bats and power for those Arizona guys. So I'm not going to be touching either pitcher in this game. Next game we're talking about is going to be the Baltimore Orioles and the Boston Red Sox. I really wish this game was in Camden Yards because Mookie Betts owns Camden Yards. And I'm telling you, the both Sox are going to blow up one of these days. And I think it might be tomorrow. So I'm going to have some exposure there. It's a 9-run total. We got 13-mile-per-hour wind going out toward right field. We've got Drew Pomeranz at 8.1 against Kevin Guzman at 6.4. Go check out some BVP against Kevin Guzman when it comes to the Boston Red Sox. They have destroyed him in the past. And for that reason, I do like some of those Boston bats. I do. Jeremy Ladd just called for a Baltimore stack against Drew Pomeranz, the left-hander, of course, because you've got enough right-handed power for the Baltimore Orioles to really make that work. I don't have an issue there at all. Next game we're talking about is the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds. 8-mile-per-hour wind shooting out toward right field. We've got James Taillon at 8.2 on the mound against Rookie Davis at 5K. Now, I think that from what happened yesterday, and looking at, you scroll down on DraftKings, you scroll down on FanDuel pitching, and a lot of people look at the cheaper pitchers and say, that guy must be a bum. That's the guy I'm going to target. And I think that's going to happen a lot tomorrow. Rookie Davis is going to see a ton of Pittsburgh bats tomorrow based off, them scoring 12 runs tonight, him being so bad. We're going to see a ton of Pittsburgh ownership tomorrow is my first inclination. James Taillon has been a very solid pitching play so far this season. Taking a look, 17, 7, 25, 13, and 22 over the last 5 games, and that 25-point game was against one of the high-power offenses in the league, the Chicago Cubs. So does that give me cause to pause against the Cincinnati Reds? Kind of, sorta. I mean, the Reds are a good team, and they're gonna want to play well after getting their ass whipped last night. So there's 2 ways you can go, and this makes Taillon to me one of those guys that if you're not playing him, you should be attacking him. You know what I'm saying? Whenever the situation fixes itself this way, where you have a very solid pitcher that's kind of hot, just coming off a big win against a team, and the team is at home. Cincinnati Reds are at home. It's an 8.5-run total. Everything is setting this up to be, if you don't like Taillon, you should be attacking him. If you don't like the Cincinnati Reds, you should be playing Taillon. That's kind of how that does for me. Rookie Davis, yeah, you can play them cats against him. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Easy. Next game we're talking about is the Cleveland Indians and the Detroit Tigers. We've got Carlos Carrasco on the mound against Matt Boyd at 6.5. Carrasco 10.7, one of the higher dollar pitchers on the slate. Give me some of that Carrasco. The dude is going to be able to throw strikes against this team. He's also, going to pitch deep into the game, in my opinion. I kind of like him. Mike Dunn, what's up, big homie? Good to see you in the spot, man. Taking a look at his last few games, the dude's lowest scoring DraftKings score this year was 15.6 points. And it was uncomfortably against the same team he's playing, the Detroit Tigers. Against the Seattle Mariners, 22. White Sox, 35. Like I said, 15 against Detroit, 25 against the White Sox, and 23 against the Rangers. So the dude is fairly consistent. Did not have a great game out last time against the Tigers. So that would be my only cause for concern when rostering Carlos Carrasco. But I like him in the spot. I'm going to have some, definitely. Matt Boyd at 6.5. The Indians have not been hitting particularly well, but that's going to change. I like some of those Indians guys against Matt Boyd, so that therefore I will not be playing him tomorrow. Next game we're talking about is the Miami Marlins and the Tampa Bay Rays. I've got Adam Conley and Blake Snell, both left-handed pitchers. Conley at 6.3, Snell at 6.7. I want nothing to do with Blake Snell in this spot. I think Adam Conley can be a solid play. I really do. If we don't see Longoria again, we don't see... and we got a lot of left-handed bats at the top of the order like we did yesterday. I think Adam Conley can be... Because nobody's going to want to play this dude. After what he did last time, I think last time he had like negative 15 points. Yeah, negative 15. So it's that in four starts, 22, 7.9, 16.7, and negative 15. Negative 15. Anyone notice Miggy had glasses on tonight? First night back, hit a home run. So Conley's going to be a guy nobody wants to play based off what happened last time, but you got to have a short memory in DFS, especially MLB DFS. You got to have a short memory. So it's an 8-run total. It's a dome stadium, 5% chance of rain, doesn't really matter. 3-mile-per-hour wind, doesn't really matter. This could be a game where you take advantage of some of either the weak pitching or you pay down in some spots for pitching. Next game we're talking about is the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves. We've still got Freddie Freeman at the crib. Jake DeGrom, I don't think Jake DeGrom is going to be playing, right? So there's going to be another starter. There's going to be somebody else there. Because I don't think Jake DeGrom is going to be playing. Right? I don't think Jake DeGrom is going to be playing. We got Bartolo Colon at 7.1 against the New York Mets. He used to play for the Mets, if that means something to you. All of the Mets are still very cheap. I mean, you can roster just about anybody in this order. The highest salary guys are going to be Conforto at 3.5 and Jose Reyes at 3.5. You can roster anybody from the Mets, and they're very cheap. So that's going to be a stackable offense for me tomorrow again. Also, we got to find out exactly who is going to be. Okay. Josh Dewey says he likes Cologne tomorrow. Says he likes him. And I can see why. I mean, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, nobody on the Mets roster like scares me to the point where I don't want to play them. Are you seeing DeGrom on MLB? Okay. That's what I'm seeing. I have DeGrom here too. The pitching on the slate is pretty shaky. Yes. Pitching is tough on this slate. This not for the faint of heart, man. You gotta kind of know what you're doing to play this one. You can't just bullshit around on this one. So, of course, left-handed bat's going to be of interest to me. If Jake DeGrom is playing, I'm not playing him anyway. I don't attack the Atlanta Braves, especially at home. I don't think there's a need for that. Next game we're talking about is the Philadelphia Phillies and the Chicago Cubs. Any word on Chris Bryant, the injury, what happened? If you think he's going to play tomorrow, I think it says he's day-to-day. Looking over some player news from it. See what I have here. Because, I looked up and he wasn't in the game anymore. He had scored 24 points and just wasn't in the game anymore. So, Thor's going to be out extended time. Easy to get them confused. Okay. Yeah, it's Syndergaard who you all were talking about. Not DeGrom. DeGrom is going to be playing. Okay. Gotcha. But yeah. Any word on Chris Bryant, man? We need to get that. We need to get that stat. You know what I'm saying? So we got Jared Eckhoff at 8K against Jake Arrieta 10.9. I think Arrieta is playable. Even though the Phillies have been pretty hot, I think Arrieta is going to be playable in this spot. Looking over the last few games for him, 1.9 fantasy points the last time out against Boston. It was the only time Boston went off this year. 20 against Cincinnati, 13 against Pittsburgh, 30 against Milwaukee, and 25 against St. Louis. Arrieta, man, it's going to be a tough play, but one that I think it will be necessary in this spot. I really do. I think it's going to be necessary in this spot. I don't have an issue playing him at all. I really don't. And if you don't see Chris Bryant, does that make Jared Eckhoff a little more appealing to you? To me, it doesn't. I don't want to play him either. Next game we're talking about is the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros. We've got Charlie Morton at 6.9. Teams lately that lose a star play the rest of the guys that's been stepping up. He's the only decent one in the rotation at the moment. That's true. So we've got Nick Martinez and Charlie Morton. Martinez at 5.6 and Charlie Morton at 6.9. 8.5 run total, 12 mile per hour wind. It's a dome stadium. Doesn't matter. 76% humidity, 68% chance of rain, 72 dew point. That's just all of the statistics, but it's a dome stadium. Doesn't really matter. Not in love with any of the pitchers in this spot. It's tough. Yeah. Well, see one of the examples that Josh Dewey brought up, because they were just talking about, when a team loses their stars, they start to play the guys that step up, like the Mets. Cespedes goes out, nobody wants to play the Mets. They all start balling, and that could happen with the Chicago Cubs if we don't see Chris Bryant. So keep that in mind as well. Now, as far as me and the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros game, Charlie Morton will be the only pitching prospect in this game that I might take a look at. But man, it's going to be tough. Pitching is going to be very, very tough. Very tough pitching for tomorrow. Next game we got is the Oakland A's and the Minnesota Twins. Hector Santiago is a play that I am definitely on tomorrow at 7.5. For the simple fact that the Oakland A's are bad. And we look at Santiago, man, very consistent. His the least fantasy points scored for him this year has been 9.25, 13.25 against Texas the last time, 19 against Detroit, 23 against the White Sox, and 17 against the Kansas City Royals to start the season. So I think I can look to Hector Santiago in this spot. I've got no issue with him at all. Christopher Reese says he likes some of the A's here. Plouffe, Jeremy Nash says Plouffe is going yardie in this spot, and I can see, because I'm not definitely afraid of Santiago, but just the fact that the A's have been so bad lately. The only thing that would kind of concern me is some of those power bats that we do see for the Oakland A's, guys like Chris Davis with a K, maybe like you said Trevor Plouffe in this spot, maybe some Ryan Healy. Ryan Healy could be a play that we look to. That guy's first and third base eligible, so that does, give me a little cause for concern in rostering Hector Santiago. Pitching a bit light on this main slate. Yeah, everybody's been saying that, bro. Pitching is kind of, you know what I mean? Now, Kendall Graveman against the Minnesota Twins, I'm not doing it. There's just enough left-handed power in this lineup to really, really cross some of these guys up. I'm not going to be touching them. I think I can play some of those Minnesota guys. Next thing we're talking about is the Chicago White Sox and the Kansas City Royals. Mike Pelfrey. Yo, the BVP play of the day, if you care anything about BVP, is going to be how can I get a whooping on Mike Pelfrey's ass? Because I'm telling you, every dude that has ever wore a Kansas City Royals jersey has a solid BVP against this cat. Listen, you go check out BVP against Mike Pelfrey. All of them have lengthy, long resumes of ass whooping handed out to Mike Pelfrey. And for that reason, there's no way I'm playing that dude tomorrow. And I'm going to have some Kansas City Royals in my lineup. 13 mile per hour wind coming back directly toward the batter box. That is a cause for concern here. 30% chance of light rain. You want to be on the lookout for that. 74% humidity, 52 degrees, and a 44 dew point. This game probably will play without incident. But remember I told you, man, it's going to be tough for Mike Pelfrey tomorrow. If BVP means anything, this dude's going to get his ass whipped. Everybody's averaging 400 against him in 30 at-bats. It's not a dude got 5 at-bats against Pelfrey and got 2 hits. He's at 40%. No, 400. He's batting 400. No, these cats got 23 at-bats, 19 hits. They destroying this cat. This dude's his worst. He only plays the Royals. Pelfrey only plays against the Royals, and they destroy him every time. So you might want to take a look at some of those Kansas City guys, man. I think you might. Nate Carnes I think, are the Royals going to be chalk tomorrow? They probably will. If everybody's like a BVP head, you know what I mean? They probably will. Checking out Nate Carnes, fairly consistent for the price point. I mean, if you just want a guy that's going to score in double figures and not get you negative, you might be able to take a look at Carnes. But the way the Chicago White Sox have been swinging the bat, man, it's very hard to challenge them in any way. Okay? We're looking at 11 points in the last one against the White Sox, 5.7 against Texas, 13 against Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and 11 against the Houston Astros. So, you know, if you're in a situation where you need to pay down to that 6.8 price point and you don't know what else to do and you fall on Nate Carnes, I don't see a problem with that. I don't. This game we're talking about is the Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals. There is a 79% chance of moderate rain in this game. So you know what that means. That means all day we're going to think this game is not going to play, and we're not going to play people. And then they're all going to play and be 3% owned, and there's going to be 11 to 12 scoring, and there's going to be 8 home runs in this game. That's probably what's going to happen tomorrow. I hate when it comes out a day before that it's going to be, oh, this torrential downpour. I hate that shit, man. Tell me closer to the game. You know, probable delay or rain out. 79% chance of moderate rain. 16 mile per hour wind coming back toward the batter box. 49 degrees and 85% humidity is the spot here. We've got Chase Anderson at 7.3 and also Adam Wainwright at 7.4. That wind could give me some pause if the game is chalk. Yes, that's right. Talking about the Kansas City joint, I can dig it. So even if the game plays without incident, and we already know, I have no interest in Chase Anderson. Adam Wainwright, if I'm depending on these cats to continue to play bad and to strike out a lot, maybe. Eric Thames, man, has not been his usual, self. You know, he hasn't been his usual self. He hasn't given us that that we've been looking for. So it's going to be tough for me to play him. But the guy's going to break back out at some point and play well. Very good chance it happens against Wainwright in the spot if the game does play. But I like a few of the Cardinals' bats. Yeah, he's disappearing, bro. He's disappearing, and I don't like it. Because I really didn't get to ride the wave when it happened. Like, I was the one, while all of y'all were playing things every night, I was like, he can't keep doing this. He can't keep doing that. There's no way he's going to hit 2 home runs tomorrow. And he did it, you know. Dude's priced up to 4.2. He was just 3.3. I'm not playing him. And the dude kept crushing. So I never really got to ride that wave. So please, Eric Thames, come on back. I will play you as soon as you play well. So this game we're talking about is the San Francisco Giants and the LA Dodgers. How about those Dodger bats tonight, man? They obliterated a sweatshop law that says to play lefties against the Dodgers. Now, I think that was a one-time thing. I think lefties against the Dodgers is still a thing. You know, a dead clock is right twice a day, okay? Things do happen. You know, there's always an exception to every rule. I think last night was that exception, but they went the fuck off. They went off so much, the homie Dylan Zink kicked down the door and talk a little shit to everybody. And was like, yo, I told y'all about the young man Bellinger, the rookie. I told y'all Justin Turner was, in fact, the hottest hitting guy in baseball with like a 17-game hit streak or some shit like that, right? So we got to respect it. We got to respect that. And I've got no issue with that. We got to respect that. But man, they went off tonight. They sure did. Now we got Jeff Samardzija, the tight end for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. He's going to be throwing out the ball. And on the other side is going to be Julio Urias. Urias has not been getting a ton of innings. He's a guy, that we don't look to, to pitch deep into games, right? We don't look for him to pitch deep into the games. Now, can he give you maybe 5 1/3 of solid innings? Can he do that? Yeah, he could. But I don't want to play a dude that I know is probably not gonna pitch deep into the game. If I know he's not gonna pitch, I don't want him. So no Jeff Samardzija for me against those Dodger bats. They are at home and they are swinging it right now. Plus, they go from getting. You think that people don't know that everybody talks shit about them against left-handers. Like, we're not the only ones saying that. On fucking Harold Reynolds was like, yeah, man, the Dodgers, they struggle against left-handers, and they like knocking shit out. Yeah, you think they're not watching that shit? So the Dodgers are like, yo, yeah, we struggling against left-handers. How about that, bitch? And now they're going up against a right-hander who's not very great. Samaja's not very great. So that's gonna tell me I like some of these Dodgers tomorrow. Give me all the left-handed Dodger bats against Jeff Samaja. I'll be sipping from that cup. 7-run total, kind of low, 5 mile per hour wind, 2% chance of very light rain, 54% humidity, 77 degrees, California weather. It's all good. I'm here. So, do I like some of those Giants bats in this spot? I think you can. I mean, they're all cheap as shit, man. I mean, you look at Buster Posey at 3.6. Usually he's 4K. He's a high salary guy swinging the bat for the Dodgers. So I think I'm going to have some. Give me some of those Giants right-handers, and I'll be good. I'll be good there. Next game we're talking about is the Colorado Rockies and the San Diego Padres. Yo, quick shout out to the cats who put me on Cahill. Quick shout out to the cats who put me on Cahill. I should have had so much more of that dude, man. I had him in one lineup. I really didn't trust y'all. I'm sorry. That really happens when I be like, everybody's telling me in the shop, like, yo, Cahill, I'm telling you, you gotta get on Cahill. Dude's pretty good. Plus, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's like, yo. And I was like, nah. I played him in one lineup out of respect. You know what I'm saying? But I really wasn't on him, and I should have been. But you know what today is, though. You know what today is, baby. My dude. One of my favorite pitching prospects on the slate is going to be Antonio Senzatella against the San Diego Padres at home. Give me some of that. Give me all of that. Pour him on me, baby. I will be playing some Antonio Senzatella tomorrow. I will be. I like that. Give me some of that. Right. So, and for that fact, I'm not playing any of the San Diego Padres bats. I do, however, want to attack Jared Weaver with his sorry ass with a lot of these Colorado Rockies bats. They're going to want to come back and beat their ass after what happened. Yo, Senzatella's like low key. I don't want to say this because you're gonna judge me. You're gonna judge me if the dude bombs, which I don't think he will. But he's like my favorite pitching play on the slate. I feel most confident paying this very small price point for Senzatella against a bad San Diego Padres team. Everybody, like you said, everybody is so shaky. Yo, I feel better playing him at 6.2 and saying if he scores 15 points, I'm fucking good with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel good doing that. And the dude can get up in the 20s. Like, this team strikes out a ton. I think they're like above like 25% K rate, right? So I'm good. Great pitcher's park, yeah. Like Jeremy Ladd is saying, I'm all over Senzatella, man. And I love some Colorado Rockies bats in the process against Jared Weaver. Now Weaver, let's take a look at his last few games. Negative 0.5 points last time. 12, 11, 17, and 1.85. Weaver is shitty. I'm going to play some of those Colorado guys. Last game on the slate is going to be the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and the Seattle Mariners. We've got Hisashi Iwakuma on the mound for the Seattle Mariners at 7.7. We've got Ricky Nolasco at 7.9 on the bump for the Anaheim Angels. 3% chance of very light rain, 3 mile per hour wind, 68% humidity. It's going to be partly cloudy, 58 dew point. Very cool baseball weather. It's another day in Seattle. It's gonna be nice. Nolasco, okay, has been hit and hit hard by the Seattle Mariners. He has, but he has been quite steady over the course of the young season. We're talking about first game out, 9 points, 12 points, 10 points, 14, 19. He has been quite steady. Now at 7.9, do I need steady? No. I need high K upside. I need you to be a damn near borderline ace if I'm paying 8K for you. And that's not what we're getting. But the fact that it's such a shaky pitcher slate, man, we have to bite the bullet somewhere. We have to bite the bullet somewhere. Now, Iwakuma in this spot at 7.7. Cole Calhoun has been swinging a fuck. Yo, wait. Didn't I tell y'all about the Angels? I said to play the Angels. I did that. I like the Angels. I faded Paxton yesterday, and I played a lot of the Angels. And Cole Calhoun has been swinging the bat like a madman. I love the spot that he is in. I can get behind some of that Cole Calhoun there. This could definitely be a Mike Trout game, as Christopher Marie just stated. So 8-run total. It's a lot to like about both sides in this game, the bats in this game. Give me those left-handed bats for Seattle. Give me some Mike Trout, some Cole Calhoun for the Angels, and I think I should be fine. So now that we went over the entire slate, all 15 games, I am about to close the curtain and get with the homies inside the DFS Sweatshop VIP. That is where we're going to break this thing down just a little bit further, talk about some of our core plays, our stacks, kind of hammer down the pitching that we really like, and go and get to it. And then they're going to meet me here in the line drive at 5. I may do it live on Twitter tomorrow. I don't know. Or I might just keep it close for the fam. But no matter what happens, man, join us in the sweatshop, www.thedailyfantasysweatshop.com. That is where you will get all of the tips and tricks and tutelage that will turn you into a profitable MLB DFS player. I will personally open the velvet rope, allow you into the group, and you can become a part of us and roll how we roll. So thank you so much for watching this video. Like, subscribe, share, whatever you got to do. But the number one thing I want you to do is throw them bitches in the main and keep it 300. Let's get to it, y'all.